Welcome back to another episode of the Coaching from My Wheelchair podcast. You're on the Go Coaching podcast. I'm your host, Coach Jay. I'm so glad you're here with me today. We're about to embark on a conversation that has the potential to change the way you see yourself. Today's episode is called Mindset Makeover. We are going to discuss why rethinking your mindset is crucial, explore key skills to create lasting change, and I'll give you practical, actionable tips and real-life examples based on my experience as a coach. By the end of our session, you'll have some solid strategies to shift how you think about challenges, opportunities, and even failures. If you've ever felt stuck, frustrated, or just unsure about how to move forward in your personal or professional life, this episode is for you. So, let's get started on this mindset makeover. Here's the thing. In today's world, we're constantly faced with changes and challenges, and sometimes it can feel like we're just spinning our wheels. But the one thing we can always control is how we respond, and that response stems directly from our mindset. Our mindset shapes how we see opportunities, how we tackle obstacles, and ultimately, how we navigate our path to success. Now, when I say mindset makeover, I don't just mean slapping on a positive attitude and calling it a day. It's about fundamentally reshaping the way you view challenges, growth, and even yourself. Think of it as clearing out the mental clutter that's been holding you back and creating space for new, empowering perspectives. As a coach, I've had clients whom I work with who felt stuck in various areas of their lives. One of the most common themes I've encountered is the need for a mindset change or shift, in our case, a mindset makeover. So, throughout this episode, I'm going to share some of those coaching moments where a simple shift in mindset made all the difference. Let's talk about why this makeover is so important. Your mindset is the lens through which you view the world, and if that lens is clouded by self-doubt, negativity, or limiting beliefs, it's going to impact every aspect of your life. Whether it's your career, your relationships, or even your personal growth, a fixed or negative mindset can block your path to success. On a personal level, revamping your mindset can lead to better relationships, improved health, and a more fulfilling life. When you shift from a fixed mindset where you believe your abilities and traits are set in stone to a growth mindset, you start viewing challenges as opportunities to learn rather than threats to your self-esteem. This change empowers you to break free from limiting beliefs, self-doubt, and the fear of failure. In the professional realm, revamping your mindset is crucial for career advancement, leadership, and innovation. A growth mindset encourages continuous learning, adaptability, and the courage to take calculated risks, all of which are essential for success in today's dynamic work environment. Think of it like this: if you're striving for a promotion, considering a career change, or leading a team, the right mindset can be the difference between stagnation and progress. Now, let me share a story from a client I worked with. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah came to me feeling like she was hitting a wall in her career. She wanted to go for a higher position in her company, but was convinced she wasn't good enough. Her mindset was clouded by the belief that she lacked the skills and experience needed to move up. As we talked, I asked her, "What makes you think you're not ready?" She listed a series of self-imposed limitations. She didn't have an MBA, she wasn't as outgoing as some of her colleagues, and she had a fear of public speaking. Her mindset had convinced her that these obstacles were insurmountable. We worked on reframing her thinking. I said, instead of focusing on what you lack, let's talk about what you bring to the table. We listed her strengths. She was organized, reliable, and had consistently delivered results. By the end of our session, she had a new perspective. She saw that her belief about needing to be perfect before applying for a promotion was just a mental block. Over time, she started to believe in her ability to grow into the role, rather than waiting until she was already perfect for it. Fast forward a few months, she got the promotion. Your mindset and your perception are closely connected. We talked about perception in our last episode. If you missed it, make sure you check it out. There is some really good stuff there. Your mindset influences how you interpret the world around you, and in turn, how you perceive yourself and others. Here's a great coaching moment that illustrates this. I was working with James, a team leader who was struggling with low team morale. He came to me saying, "My team just doesn't care. They're not engaged, and I feel like I'm failing them." His perception of his team was clouded by frustration and a belief that their lack of engagement was a personal failure on his part. I asked him to challenge that perception. "James," I said, "what if their disengagement has nothing to do with you, but rather with how they perceive their work?" This was a light bulb moment for him. He realized that his mindset was focused on blame, both toward himself and his team. We worked on shifting his perception. He began to see his role as an opportunity to understand his team's concerns and create an environment where they felt valued. The more he changed his mindset from one of frustration to one of curiosity and problem solving, the more his team started to respond positively. The key takeaway here is that when you change the way you perceive situations, you open up new ways of responding. Instead of viewing challenges as threats, you see them as opportunities for growth and learning. So, how do you go about this mindset makeover? It starts with developing some key skills. Let's break down a few of the most essential ones. 1. Self-awareness. Recognizing your current mindset is the first step. One of my clients, Lisa, came to me with a tendency to overthink every decision. During our sessions, we worked on identifying her negative thought patterns. Every time she caught herself in a spiral of doubt, she would write it down. This exercise helped her become aware of how often she was undermining her own confidence. Self-awareness is about noticing those patterns without judgment. 2. Resilience. Life is full of setbacks, and building resilience is key to navigating through them. I once had a client, John, who was devastated after being passed over for a promotion. His mindset immediately jumped to, "I'm not good enough." We reframed that narrative to, "What can I learn from this experience?" Over time, John started to see setbacks as opportunities for growth rather than personal failures. 3. Adaptability. An adaptable mindset is open to change. I often tell my clients, you don't have to get it perfect. You just have to get started. The more adaptable you are, the more willing you'll be to try new approaches when things don't go as planned. 4. Positivity. This doesn't mean ignoring problems. It means focusing on solutions. One of my clients, Maya, struggled with a critical boss. We worked on shifting her focus from dwelling on his criticisms to finding ways she could proactively address his concerns. By focusing on solutions, she not only improved her work relationship, but also felt more empowered in her role. 5. Forgiveness. This is a big one. We often hold onto guilt or resentment, which clouds our mindset. I had a client, Tom, who blamed himself for a failed marriage. We worked on the power of self-forgiveness, acknowledging his mistakes, and understanding that failure is part of growth. Forgiveness, whether toward yourself or others, creates space for new, positive perspectives. Now that we've talked about the key skills, let's get into some practical steps you can start using today to kick off your mindset makeover. 1. Recognize negative patterns. The first step is awareness. The next time you face a challenge, pause and ask yourself, what's my initial reaction? Is it avoidance, fear, self-doubt? Write it down. Once you're aware of these patterns, you can start to challenge them. 2. Reframe your thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking, I can't do this, flip it around to, what if I could? Changing the narrative in your mind opens up new possibilities. I often tell my clients, talk to yourself as you would talk to a friend. You never tell your friend they're not capable, so why do it to yourself? 3. Set small, achievable goals. Start with something manageable. If you're working on improving your self-confidence, set a goal to speak up in one meeting this week. Small wins build momentum, and before you know it, those little changes will lead to a big mindset shift. 4. Practice gratitude. Take a moment each day to focus on what you're grateful for. It could be as simple as a sunny day or a kind word from a colleague. This practice rewires your brain to look for positives rather than dwelling on negatives. 5. Surround yourself with positivity. Find people who uplift and support you. Your environment plays a huge role in shaping your mindset. If you're surrounded by people who believe in growth and change, you're more likely to adopt that mindset yourself. 6. Visualize success. Spend a few minutes each day visualizing what success looks like for you. Feel the emotions of that success. This isn't just daydreaming, it's a way to train your mind to recognize opportunities and possibilities. 7. Forgive and let go. Letting go of past mistakes or grudges frees up mental space for new, positive thoughts. Forgiveness isn't about excusing poor behavior. It's about freeing yourself from the burden of holding on to it. Let's bring it back to perception and how it influences your personal and professional growth. Remember, your perception is your reality. If you see challenges as threats, you'll avoid them. But if you view them as opportunities to learn and grow, you'll approach them with curiosity and determination. Here's an exercise. Think about a recent situation that didn't go as planned. How did you perceive it? Now, imagine how you could have approached it differently with a mindset makeover. Instead of thinking, I failed, what if you said, I learned something valuable that I can use next time? This simple shift can change how you interact with the world. Here's a quick 7-step roadmap to help you transform your mindset. 1. Accept that your thinking needs adjusting. Recognize that your mindset might be holding you back. Acceptance is the first step to change. 2. Identify your counter mindsets. List out the negative thoughts or beliefs that often come up. These are your counter mindsets that you need to challenge. 3. Flip the switch. When you catch yourself in a negative thought, replace it with a positive one. For example, change "I'm not good enough" to "unlearning and improving every day." 4. Understand your why. Knowing why you want to change helps keep you motivated. Write down your reasons and keep them where you can see them. 5. Realize that motivation isn't enough. Motivation fades, but habits stick. Focus on building small, positive habits that support your new mindset. 6. Start small. Set small, manageable goals. The smaller they are, the easier they are to achieve, and those small wins build confidence. 7. Get comfortable with failure. Failure is part of growth. Embrace it, learn from it, and use it as a stepping stone toward success. Here are my final thoughts or make it over your mindset. Transforming your mindset is a powerful journey that can reshape your path to success. It's about developing self-awareness, building resilience, and shifting your perception of challenges. Remember, this isn't an overnight process. It requires patience, practice, and a willingness to be kind to yourself along the way. Start small, challenge your thoughts, and surround yourself with positivity. You'll find that as you work on your mindset makeover, you'll open doors to new possibilities and achievements that you once thought were out of reach. Before we wrap up, let's tackle some common questions about changing your mindset. 1. How long does it take to change your mindset? Changing your mindset is a gradual process that can take weeks or even months. It requires consistent effort, self-reflection, and practice. 2. Can anyone change their mindset? Yes, anyone can change their mindset with the right tools and determination. It's about being open to new perspectives and putting in the work. 3. What's the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset? A fixed mindset is the belief that abilities and intelligence are static, whereas a growth mindset is the belief that you can develop your abilities through hard work, learning, and perseverance. 4. How does mindset affect success? Your mindset directly influences your motivation, resilience, and ability to overcome challenges. A positive, growth-oriented mindset is crucial for achieving long-term success. 5. What are some daily practices to maintain a positive mindset? Practices like gratitude journaling, positive affirmations, visualization, and mindfulness can help maintain a positive mindset and reinforce new ways of thinking. And folks, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Coaching from My Wheelchair podcast. If you found today's discussion helpful, please visit my website, share it with someone who could use a mindset makeover, and leave a review. I want to know what you think. Look for future episodes available on Thursdays, wherever you get your podcast, as we will continue exploring topics that will help you grow personally and professionally.
You can also buy a copy of Coach Jay's book, Coaching from My Wheelchair. Tips, tidbits, tools, and strategies for improving your personal and professional self-development. Available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. You can also connect with him on social media, on Instagram at TWCCCSLLC, and you can also find him on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and through his website at therightcoachingservices.com/podcasts.
Thanks for tuning in, and remember to stay educated, stay informed, and learn something new. Until next time, this is Coach Jay.